I am Dr. Luis Vazquez Quinones. I'm currently working at Universidad Ana Jiménez Cupey campus. I'm a professor in the programs of biology and molecular cell biology. Currently, I have full release time to work in Puerto Rico, IMBRE. When I was an undergraduate student, I have the opportunity to take a computer programming course. But as a biologist, everybody else took introduction to computer programming and statistics, and the professors only teach statistics. So I thought that at the graduate school level, I would be learning biostatistics. So I decided to get more into computer science programming, just the first course. So at that time, I learned how to program in Pascal. Then I got graduated, getting into my Ph.D. in biochemistry at the University of Puerto Rico Medical Sciences campus. Then when I finished my degree, I went into Salamanca, Spain for my postdoc. And then I returned and was hired at Universidad Ana Jiménez Cupey campus. At that moment, I got the opportunity to reconnect with the people that introduced me to bioinformatics, because I took at the graduate level during my PhD a bioinformatics course. So that course sparked everything for me related to data analysis, bioinformatics, and how to apply that to my interests. So I reconnect with the MARC program. I was able to travel to the Pittsburgh Supercomputing Center several summers, up to the point in which I became an instructor teaching R during one of the summers, attending graduate students, attending undergraduate students, helping with the projects. Then they helped me to develop the first bioinformatics course at Universidad Ana Jiménez at the introductory level. Of course, I teach that course basically based on classical bioinformatics tools. Okay, and then that course and infusing some of the other courses with little bit of experiences at the laboratory or lecture, using bioinformatics applied to that discipline. I try to spark that interest in my students. So some of them go into the bioinformatics course, introduction to bioinformatics course, and some successful stories that I got from that course is that I have several students that got into bioinformatics thanks to that effort that I put into. I have Luis Gabriel Rivera. He got a master's degree in bioinformatics from Georgetown University. Kelvin Carrasquillo as well, the same master, and Judith Rodriguez, that is my top student because she went into the University of St. Louis, got a master's degree in bioinformatics and computational biology, and then she applied to the PhD in genomics and bioinformatics at the University of Pennsylvania. So I have several successful stories and a lot of students that did not got into bioinformatics, but they used bioinformatics and the course, just by having the course on the transcription, was enough to get a job for a person that were competing with other students that have the same degree of preparation. So bioinformatics changed my way of thinking, and currently I'm collaborating with other people from Puerto Rico IMBRE because they asked me to participate in the project, and I am developing an R code to analyze some data and produce like a result table from which they can import the results into ggplot and generate them. because I love bioinformatics. For me, like do something as a biologist in the hard way, using Excel or whatever other management tools that there are, or productivity tools. Currently, I start that way. I do it manually in that way. That takes me a lot of time. And then I try to develop a code. So I code in Python or in R. So one of the benefits of for me and know how to create a program in Python is that I can apply it to research, but as well to teaching. So I developed a Python tool or Python program that I translate from the code into an executable file. And I give it to my students so they learn the names of the amino acids in one-letter code, in two-letter code, the polar classification and all that stuff, so that they know this stuff. So it allowed me not just to help people, but as well to ease the process of learning, because with my program, the students do not need to know anything about the amino acids. Just by answering the question again and again and again, gave the opportunity to learn what they need to learn.
Yeah.
So for me, like trying to find a code or create something that is purely mine, that I can help someone to move forward in an easier way and to advance what they're doing. It's like that is a challenge. So because it's a challenge, I want to deal with that problem and try to solve it. So that is what makes me stay on the field. And besides that, currently biology changed several years ago. So just studying biology the way that all the people before us did is no longer enough. So the people need to understand that they have to move acquiring these computational skills and these bioinformatics skills, because it's like magical. It's magic. During the oral presentations of the projects of my students, because my bioinformatics course is project-based or project-oriented, at the end, they do a presentation, and you see how they mix the biological knowledge with the computational results that they got from the bioinformatics tools, and it's wonderful. So when I see that, and that I can give a little grain of sand of me to another person to move forward with their goals, and change that goals along the way, because some of the students never knew that they want to get into bioinformatics, although until I get into their lives. So it's magic. Usually you can contact people around the island and try to ask them for help and for directions or recommendation or tips in order to do that. So here I will tell them that through Puerto Rico INBRE, during this cycle, we are establishing a community of practice in bioinformatics that will ease the way toward that path. So people can contact me and we can talk a little bit about this. I will be traveling around the island to talk about this, my experience. So I will be sharing my experience, my success stories. So I can share with you the presentation that I prepared for the community of practice in bioinformatics. So you can see the pictures of those people that I told you about. So it is important to know biology. There is no denying that. Chemistry, physics, math. But then you have to get into biostatistics. That is important. And if you've got the opportunity to take a bioinformatics course, you have to do it. Currently in the US, there are so many programs that will allow you to move to that towards that path. And that is important, and you can benefit by being an undergraduate student or graduate student by using websites like this one in which you are seeing me right now. So you have to be patient. You have to have a commitment to yourself and to move forward in order to learn this stuff. Currently in the web, there are a lot of books in Python that you can use yourself to teach yourself Python. But it will be easier as well if you can use some modules or some videos for a real person that you can talk to, in which, of course, you have to dedicate a little bit of your free time in order to get to a profound level or depth into Python. But talking to a person like me, that I am a biologist, but I know how to code, you will not only learn the things that you need to learn about how to program from the computer science point of view, but as well, you will know how to use that tools in order to represent biological data in order to analyze it. So there are a lot of resources out there. So many programs that wants to diversify the resources that are available to everyone in the US, in the island, wherever you are working. So you have to identify those resources and get the most of it. I wasn't associated to Puerto Rico INBRE until I talked to Dr. Jose Rodriguez Medina, the PI of Puerto Rico INBRE. And during an informal talk, he asked me so many questions that I didn't knew the reason, the purpose for that. And in a sense, he was acquiring or getting what he needed in order for me to be invited to write the renewal of Puerto Rico INBRE cycle 2021, 2025 or so. And so I incorporated my idea of the community of practice. I read a lot about that. So I wrote with my former professors. So I got the opportunity to write with so many of them in order to get funded. So since then, in the new cycle, I became the co-director of the Bioinformatics resource course. So I am working providing all these materials to the community, to researchers, to students, graduate students, and everybody that wants to know about bioinformatics. So my vision with the community of practice in bioinformatics will be not just to impact researchers, but teaching professors as well. So I want to provide educational materials that they can easily incorporate in their courses, giving not just the PowerPoint and the material, but as well like a script, so they can know what to say on each slide. So Puerto Rico INBRE benefits very well with the other programs that are available or associated with INBRE. So NAIPI will be key or fundamental to disseminate what we are doing here. We can participate well. So in the future, I think that it will be a fruitful collaboration because NIH see very well that you do not only work in what you are doing, you are crossing boundaries in other programs in order to be more proficient, and collaborating with that for the funding agencies, that looks pretty well. And beyond that, because we get to network and know other people, because without this kind of program, I will never met you and Dr. Elliot
Brodsky.
Brodsky.
Yeah.
Okay, in order to successfully create a bioinformatics course, you have to know a person or contact to talk to. So that is fundamental in order to move forward. And from then, in my case, I will be sharing all my materials and all my laboratories to everyone, because I don't want to keep this for me. I want to disseminate this to move forward, because my vision will be that no undergrad student or grad student exit their programs without having bioinformatics and computational skills, so they can put those in their curriculum vitae and then move forward and be more competitive when moving forward to getting into grad school programs or getting jobs.